As most of us know, our cloud applications aren't always perfect. Sometimes a service may go down because of scheduled maintenance or an unexpected issue. Alternatively, a change to an application's API could result in unexpected information or even an error. As a flowgrammer, what do you do when these sorts of problems arise? In this lesson, we'll answer that question to help you avoid common pitfalls. However, before we jump in, let's quickly review the basics of exception handling. An exception occurs when an unexpected event happens that may require special treatment. Exception handling is how we respond to exceptions when a flow runs. Now, let's consider some example issues and what you can do about each one. Creating a new record sometimes fails due to missing information. Fortunately, we have a variety of tools in our exception handling toolbox to fix these types of issues. Here are a few common examples of the approaches you take to address these issues. The If Error card allows you to specify alternate actions to handle an error without stopping your flow. For basic cases where no action is required, you can always leverage a Continue If card. The Continue If card will halt a flow based on a conditional test, but does not throw an error. The Lookup card is great for many scenarios, especially mapping data from one application to another. If you know that a system may be under maintenance at certain times, or you know that a system might have an unexpected outage, you can proactively manage your flows to work around these scheduled downtime events. If the offline application is set to receive the output of a flow, you can configure the flow's executions to wait for a specified period of time. This will allow these executions to wait in a queue until the set period of time expires and the maintenance is presumably finished. Two cards can help you accomplish this task. The Wait Until card allows you to pause a flow and wait until a specific date and time to continue executing the flow. The Wait For card pauses the flow and waits for a specified amount of time before resuming the flow execution. For example, if you know that a specific connected application is going through a 5-hour maintenance period, you'll want to use this card to delay the flow's executions for that period of time. In certain use cases, you may want to throw an error and create actions in response when a certain condition is met. In this situation, you'll want to use the Return Error If card. Alternatively, you can use the Continue If card to continue only if a condition is met. Both will stop a flow based on the logic you specify, but if you use Return Error If card, you'll get more feedback with a specific error message. The card allows you to define and customize your own errors so that the people reviewing those errors will easily understand the problem that occurred and where to look in the execution history. This information can save a lot of time when troubleshooting a problem. When you choose to use the Continue If card, you should know that it will always show up in your flow history as a success. This will occur even if there are errors present in your flow. For example, if you set up the Continue If card to compare two values and require them to be equivalent in order to continue, if those values were 1 and 6, the card would return a false result because those numbers do not have equal values. Nevertheless, it will still consider this result a success because it successfully made this comparison. This may seem unusual but is normal behavior for cards. They will always report a success whenever they successfully perform the action they were created to perform. Errors due to system timeouts, API rate limits, or known edge cases can often be resolved proactively. Within the error handling section of a card, you can retry up to 3 times with a 1 to 5 minute waiting period. This is particularly helpful when you are working with systems with really slow response times. As you can see, there are a tremendous number of exception handling options. Above all, being proactive will help you avoid issues that could halt or block your flows from running and provide you with valuable information on how to troubleshoot. There are also some tips and tricks you'll want to employ when working with errors. First, let's talk about leveraging tables for logging errors. For example, you can use the If Error card to create a row in a table with the log time, execution ID, and error message. With all this data grouped together in a table, you're more likely to spot any patterns or trends over time. However, tables are not meant for large volumes of data. They have their limits, but if used temporarily, they can be effective. To get around a table's data limit, you can export the data as a file in the CSV format, for example, and then clear the table's data to open up more space. Using the Return Error or Return Error If cards allows you to surface custom error messages in your execution history for easy review. There also may be a situation when a service returns a response that isn't technically an error, but you'd like to treat it as one so that you can manually throw an error anyway. If an error cannot be resolved proactively with built-in exception handling or by a front-end user, you should try the following options. For authentication and configuration errors, log into Okta and reauthorize the account. For type conversion errors, make sure that you have the correct conversion logic and have set the input and output field types correctly. Sometimes you'll run into errors due to incorrect flow syntax. In this case, you just need to correct your flow syntax to resolve the error. When requests time out, you can retry these requests manually from the failure point in your execution history. Some APIs have rate limits. If these rate limits are exceeded, your flow may fail to execute. Just like with connection timeouts, you can retry the flow from the failure point in your execution history. Finally, when you run into expected errors, you should manually retry your flow from the beginning to try and pinpoint the problem. If a flow fails, you can replay that flow by clicking Replay in the flow history. This will attempt to continue the flow from the failure point using the original inputs. If successful, the flow will resume and complete the rest of its actions and functions. It's worth noting that if the failure was the result of an incorrect flow setup, and you update the flow to correct the problem, the error cannot be resolved by using Replay. If you use Replay in this situation, it will run through the original flow setup rather than the updated version. You may also have cases where you've added new cards to a flow. Replay will also not use the new cards and replicate the original flow in this case as well. If you want to retry from the beginning of the flow, copy all of the output values from the execution history you want to retry. Test the flow by manually entering the copied values and hit Test.